Today we're going to talk about the Wyze Camera App. As you can see here, I have it up and I have 4 cameras total on my system. I'm actually also about to add bulbs, which should arrive tomorrow, so I have light bulbs, and that'll be followed by smart plugs. The reason is twofold. One is I really like Wyze as a company. I think they're doing a great job. I'm happy with their products. I have no issues, and it's pretty easy to use. And the second reason is I'm consolidating all of my plugs, light bulbs, and cameras, except for Blink, except for my outdoor camera, under the Wyze label, so I just have one. So anyway, let's take a look at this this app here, and it's for my camera. And here is a picture for you of one of my cameras, and you could see that it's a very simple camera. This one happens to be in the garage, so in a little while I'll show you a live picture that it's taking. And it's nice because you can hang it from the ceiling. You could turn it 180 degrees. You could do a lot of things with it. Very easy to set up. Really is intuitive to set this up. So all in all, really just a very good product. So back to the app. You could see the 4 cameras I have here. I have one in the basement. This is physically the furthest away you can get from the router that I have here in my home. This one is just below here, and this one is the garage. As I said, I'll show you a live picture in a moment. And then I have one that's about 800 miles away that also works just fine. You can see they're all on. And now let's take a look at the app. So the first thing is I will show you a live picture from that from the camera that was in the garage, and you can see there's a picture there of both cars. And again, as you look at the app itself, I've shut off the sound monitoring. I can record. I can speak. It's got two-way speaking. I could take a photo if I want. And there's also a few other things that it allows me to do on tagging, time lapse, and also simply to, if I wanted to turn off the camera. So each one is like that. Here's the one just to show you. This is 800 miles away, and it'll give you a pretty good idea. Very clear, very sharp, and I can hear sound if I needed to. And this particular one I have on all day, so when I go to my settings for this particular one, you could see that when I look at the recording, I have all day on my schedule. That's because right now there's nobody there, so if anybody did go in, I'd want to record it. I have it detecting motion. I don't have it detecting sound right now, though again you could speak back and forth to it. Notifications I have on, so on my phone, my Android phone, and it works the same on iPhone, I get a little pop-up message telling me that there was motion or whatever. And this is the newest part. As you can see, it's they now have person. So they teamed up with an AI company, and now can detect people. And again, in a moment, I'll show you in the events where it tells me whether it's a person or something else. And then there is all the other motion, as I mentioned, and I've got the sound shut off there. Detection settings are important. You don't want this going off all the time. So you can see in this particular camera, I have it more towards low than high. It allows me to set up a detection zone, and so in this case I've used the entire area, but I don't have to. I could drag the corners around, and I could make the zone as big and or small as I want to, as you can see right here. Sensitivity, very important on in the detection zone. So that's the motion detection sensing settings, and the detection zone is on. So again, I have it set to that. And this is for sound detection. I'm not really using it right now, so as you can see, I have it just set in the middle. I don't have either of these, but if you had their alarms, you could set them up on here also. There is an advanced settings. I have everything on auto right now. So if I want the night vision lights on, which I do, camera status lights, so when you're looking at the camera, you can actually see there'll be a little red light that you would be able to see in the camera itself. And let's see, watermark I have on, the Wyze logo, and it does record sound, and I have it so that it does sync to the time. I'm going to get rid of this. Schedules. So you could set up your own schedule, create rules, whatever you want to do. At this time, I've individually set up each camera, but I can schedule for a time of day. For instance, there's one in the kitchen. I only have that operating in the late night hours because we're in and out of the kitchen all day, and again, I don't want notifications. Device triggers. And I can connect multiple Wyze devices because Wyze, as you know, has sensors and other things, and shortcuts. I could share it. I am not yet doing that, but I could share it with other members of my family if I wanted to. So if they needed to, they could also see. So as you can see, it's really pretty simple to use. And if I wanted to, instead of all day, I could take it off of all day, and then I can go ahead and set it to specific times on and off. Very, very simple to use and set up. And even the lights I'm about to get, or the plugs I'm about to get, will have a vacation mode that will let them shine on at different times of the day. So again, very, very pleased. Here's the kitchen. The one I told you I actually don't have detecting during the day because we're walking past it. Again, you could see, even though it's dark in there now, except for the outside light, the picture is just extremely sharp and clear. And as you, again, there is the Wyze logo. There's a watermark, and you can see the date and the time are here. And if you do turn it sideways, you're able to get a full screen on your phone. I think that's really neat, and it makes it easier to see things when you need to. So there's a few other minor items in their settings. This is the basement. I just want you to see it because what I've really done in the basement is a little bit different. I have it hanging from the ceiling, and to keep it right side up, there is an option in the settings that allows you to set it at 180 degrees. So in other words, I could turn it around, which I have done, and I have it at 180 degrees. So that was easy to do also, and it was in that advanced options screen there, as you could see. Events. I'll go to events. Here's all the events so today you can see we had activity inside and outside of the garage, and as you can see on the top here, it's by day. So you don't have to pay any fees. You get 2 weeks of free storage. So they store it for 2 weeks, as you can see here, going back to the 5th. And so that's nice. And also I have an SD card in each one of them. And the SD card does allow me to save on it. In fact, my SD card is running low, I'm sorry, is running low on space, but it keeps recording. So no matter what, I always have my information either right on my camera or in the cloud. And you can see here the information that it gives you. I don't have a firmware upgrade. I am actually all up to date, which is always nice to have. And so, like I said, everything is pretty much there, and we already went through that. So let's go back now and to events, and I'll pick some. Let me find a day where maybe there was see this event here. That event means that there was motion detected, and the motion they identified as a person. So it's nice, it's helpful to differentiate between whether it was a person, and there you can see, sure enough, it was a person. And as I showed you before, if you turn it sideways, you get a much better look at it. So this is the Wyze Camera, the app for it. I think it's great, and I highly recommend this. This is one of the better deals, and the price of the camera, I think when I bought this, was $24. You can either buy it directly from Wyze and a little bit cheaper than Amazon and pay shipping, or buy it from Amazon as a Prime member, no shipping. So this is simple to use, simple to set up, and a great app.